Talking and listening every day, giving to each other emotionally every day. You probably know the analogy is kind of a long-standing counselor analogy about the emotional bank account. And just in short, this is it, that I believe that one of my jobs as a husband is to make emotional deposits in my wife's emotional bank account, and one of her jobs is to make emotional deposits in mine, so that we keep our balances, kind of full. We're not running close to empty, because when a crisis happens, and it will, and it can take a lot of different forms, you don't want your emotional bank account or that of your spouse to be so low that they shift into non-sufficient funds. Talk for just a minute about what is the most difficult thing about being married and staying married.
David Malone, when he was here, was pretty well known for saying the trouble with life is it is so daily. And that probably describes as much as anything what challenges we face in a marriage. The guard's down, the comfort level is heightened, and life just continues on. And as it does, you forget some of the things that you've been taught, the things that you thought you had learned, and you set them aside and you let other things dictate and take priority.
Appreciation every day. I counsel with a couple, and they're a great couple. They're in their early 40s. They've got a couple of pre-teenage boys. And this guy had made it his habit. He said, I'm going to write something down every day that I appreciate about my wife and each of my sons. And he just happened to keep it in a spiral-bound notebook. He kept it up on the bar in their house, and he said, if she wants to look at it, she can look at it. If the boys want to look at it, they can look at it. But he told me in a counseling session one day, and she was there. He said, "Boy, last week I was really having a hard time. I was really mad at her." Or maybe he said, "She really made me mad." But he was having a hard time, and he didn't know what he was going to write on that particular day. And she was listening, and she was nodding her head. She said, "Yeah, I didn't know what you were going to write either," because she knew that he was mad at her. And so finally he wrote something down, and she said a couple of days later she went back to read what he wrote. And I said, "What did he write, on that particular day that, when he was so mad?" And she said, "Nice hands." He said, "That's the only thing I could think about I appreciated on that particular day, is that she has nice hands." But he wrote something down, and that's the key.